Hi, this is day 18, and yesterday we got 1,289th in the Dual Cup on NAC, and the placement doesn't look that good. But going to our last game, all we needed was a 30-point game to qualify, and we landed at a POY, and we ended up dying off spawn. We went somewhere we didn't go the whole tournament, but we had confidence that if we did make it off spawn, we would have qualified. But we were unable to make it off spawn. And from that tournament, the biggest thing I learned was we have to land at a good drop spot every other game but game one or when we're low elo. So in your first game or when it's low elo, by when the time the first zone closes, you're already getting placement points. And by like fourth zone, there's like 10 people left in the game. So there's a lot of chests that are unlooted. You can play Storm because there's not going to really be a chance to play heal off or play whites that much. And you don't even need 555 because the game is not going to go that far. The game doesn't demand good positioning, heals, mats, surge, any of that. You can honestly go play like 500 and still get like top 5. And my drop spot is like a random chest in the middle of nowhere with like 4 chests in total in duos, by the way. And we would basically just crouch walk into Slurpee and take like the remaining loot, and it would work really well in our first game. We would basically guarantee to get top 2, sometimes even win. But the problem was once we would do good our first game, is the game would get stacked, and people are actually farming 500 metal, so people aren't leaving the drop spot, and everywhere is conned. There's actually 80 people in the game instead of like 60 people. So there's not many chests left over, and positioning starts to matter. You need good heals. You need good mats. Some games will require surge later on in the tournament. And when you land at a shitty drop spot, you are just nerfed. If you have to play Storm, you have a disease. You have Storm Sickness, which is dog shit. If you have to wait, then you have worse positioning. Everyone's going to take the good hills, the good spots. If everyone already looted everything and there's not anything left over, you're not going to have any heals. And like, okay, just because you have 5 of 5, you have Storm Sickness and the shittiest positioning. That's what happened to us every game. Was that we were just stuck in zone because we had to rely on other people in order to get the loot necessary. So next season, my priority is obviously first game doesn't matter where you land. I can land in the middle of the ocean and get second place. But after that, I need to have a solid drop spot. I don't have to land at the fucking mythic or medallions. I just need to land a solid drop spot and win if I'm contested, so that I have a good enough chance to do good that game. And in order for that to happen, I have to become a better off spawn player. And a lot of off spawn fighting is obviously macro, like when to fight, how to drop, what your game plan is. But there's also just being good at fighting. Like if I put Peterbot in an off spawn, more than likely he's gonna win, even if he's never landed there. You know what I'm saying? So tying into my next point is how my idea of what is important in playing this game is starting to change. So day one on this series, I said I need to become the best fighter, and therefore I should just only play 1v1s, grind 1v1s until I become the best fighter. So then the smartest players will play with me and they'll teach me how to play the game. That was my first idea, right? Day one. Then 12 days later on day 13, I said, I need to work on the things that matter most to my playstyle, therefore I should only play scrims. Now I think this idea is an evolution on from day one. I think this idea is better than day one. If I only played scrims, it would be better than if I only played 1v1s, in my opinion, if I'm trying to become the best tournament player. But what's even better than that is my new idea, day 18 idea. I need to work on the thing that is the highest leverage task at that certain time. Therefore, I should play scrims, but if they are unavailable, play 1v1s. So this basically combines both ideas, because scrims, in my opinion, are higher leverage. So scrims are unavailable like they are right now because we're in the off season. What's the next thing? Well, the next thing is 1v1s. And there's an exact framework that my coach gave me, and that's tying into the next point. It's just listen to your fucking coach. My coach gave me a list of priorities. He told me, do this exactly and follow it. And you know what I did? I did it for a day, and I was like, you know what? I don't think he's right. So I'm paying this guy money, obviously, to coach me. And because I believe he knows more than me, and that's why I'm listening to him. But I'm not going to listen to what he has to say about what to do. It's kind of stupid. So here are the exact priorities, so there's no like wishy-washy stuff. First, priority is obviously tournaments. If there's a tournament, it's more important than anything else. Obviously, if it has like money, like I'm not playing a fucking rank cup. Second is non-zonal scrims, so basically vital scrims. And this is something that like I've struggled with, or like I ignored. I think that's a better way to say it. I ignored it because I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter because I land in the middle of nowhere, so and that's not even on the drop map. So I was like, I'm not playing that. It's a waste of time. The thing is, this practice is super high quality, so you get more leverage than zone roll scrims. The players are better. It's gonna force me to become good at a drop spot. So if I get contested, I'm gonna have to fight them and kill them while spawn. And you get punished for your mistakes because the players are better. And ultimately, you're gonna learn more because you're making mistakes. The next is zone roll scrims. So these are advantage scrims or NA open scrims. And obviously, they're not as good as the non-zone roll scrims, but they're still better because you just need to raise the bar. The bar should be to win every single game or get at least top 2. If you're not doing that, then you need to ask the question, why did we not get top 2? Because if you're good enough for these lobbies, then you'd be winning basically every game. Then after that, he said aim duels, but cap it daily from an hour to 2 hours every day. And he said never skip this, do it every single day. I'm gonna make sure to keep that in mind and find a way to get in my routine. And then lastly, he said the last priority is 1v1s and creative. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have any leverage or it's not worth your time. It just means that these other 4 things have higher leverage on your time, so that you're gonna get more back on for every unit of time that you put in. But obviously, like I just said, it doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. And that's what I said on day 13. It's just like only these 3 things matter. Well, I even skipped non-zonal scrims. I just played tournaments and zonal scrims. And I was like, this is fine. I'll become the best. Like, no, bro. If you think about Peter Bob, bro, he's the best fighter. He's one of the smartest players. He has one of the best aim. Like, he's maxed out on everything. Why would you want to not be maxed out on everything? Be like, oh, because I'm better than that. Like, no, you're not, bro. No, you're not. And the 4th thing is, it also, this, honestly, I'm trying to see, like, I'm starting to see all these things are connected that I put on here. It's like more is literally always a solution. Just do more. And it's a quote I love from Alex Hormozi is that every person pursuing any skill or endeavor needs to ask the question, why can't I do more? And I think I put in one of my videos, like, after all scrims are done, I don't play anything else. I just get off because, like, it's better for my mental. I didn't say mental health, but something. I was like, it helps me from getting burnt out or something. And like, I don't know. It just seems like so cope when I say it out loud. Like, it literally sounds like I'm coping. Like, just play the 1v1s, bro. I'm only saying that because I don't want to do it. And I was doing like Kovacs because Kovacs is there's no like it doesn't suck to play Kovacs. It feels good because when you do good, you feel better. But the thing is, 1v1s is that you have to get shit on in order to get better. So it's painful and it sucks and it like destroys your ego bit by bit. Like, it's crazy how like grueling 1v1s are. And that's why I didn't want to do them. I was just coping. And even if 1v1s are not the highest leverage and they're diminished returns, they're still returns at the end of the day. So you're still getting better. If everybody only plays tournaments, but you play an hour 1v1s after the tournament, you're still getting that hour. Even if it's not as high leverage as tournament, you're still getting better than everybody else. And once that compounds over a year or 2 years, you're way better fighter than everybody else. So yeah, obviously, like it's a lot of stuff I covered today, and I didn't even play the game today. I'm be honest. Like I'm feeling good because I actually know what I'm gonna do, and I feel more clear in my head. And I think this is like the realest I can get, and I'm not coping at all right now. Like I'm a dead ass like get on tomorrow and do as much as I can and just lock the fuck in.